Hi, everyone. Welcome back to All Kinds of Advice podcast. For today's episode, we are going to be talking about Taraji Henson. She recently did a sit down with Gayle King, an interview. She is promoting the movie The Color Purple at the moment, but she pretty much broke down in tears. And we're going to be going into that whole thing today for this episode. But before I go into it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Let's keep it growing and flowing. Thank you. So as I mentioned prior, Taraji Henson, she broke down in tears recently when, she was asked about if she still wants to quit acting. She had said that a little while ago. And she pretty much, reiterated that, one of the reasons why she wants to quit is because she is not getting paid fairly. And, Taraji has been, in the industry for quite a long time. I think it's spanning over a decade that she has been in the industry. And you would think, being that long in the industry, that she would be getting paid fairly, that she would be compensated fairly for her work. She is a really good actress. So I was shocked to, see that she's still not being paid fairly. I'm not extremely surprised because, recently Monique had talked about it, and Monique continues to talk about it. And Monique, I had talked about where, women of color that are actresses are not being paid fairly or not being compensated as they should. And, Monique took a stance on that, or she stood up against that. And, she got a lot of backlash at the time, but, it's so strange because it's like at the time when Monique was coming out, I wish a lot of, women of color had come out that are actresses and said something, but maybe they did not say something at the time, maybe because they did not want to stop, whatever bag that they had at the time, or maybe it wasn't like the right time for them, or maybe they did not feel comfortable. But I felt like when Monique had come out, instead of all the backlash that she had gotten, I felt, the Black actresses in Hollywood or the women of color, they should have come, talked about it together and really come together and fight against that inequality. But pretty much like she said, like, enough is enough. She said the industry will steal your soul, I guess take so much out of you, make so much money off of you, and you're not getting compensated fairly. And she said, I'm going to quote what she says here. She says that, I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do and getting paid a fraction of the cost. She said, I'm tired of hearing my sister say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, I have to because the matting. And, it's super, super sad, like that she had to say this. And she said, she also, broke it down a lot further. She said that, some people might think like, okay, you made 10 million off of, that particular role that you did, but you're not going home with that 10 million, or that 10 million, is not going to be in your bank account, because the government gets half of that. Plus you have, when you are an actress or an actor, or even, a celebrity, you have a team behind you. It's not like a one-man show or a one-woman show. You have a team behind you that's helping you, with your success along the way. And they also have to get paid too. And she said some of the times they're getting 30% of, after like whatever you get after the government has taken their share. So it's kind of like you're doing all this work, and at the end of the day, your bank account just has, a little bit of coins. And it's just like, what are you working for? And something that she said that was super, super significant and important, and I'm happy that she pointed this out. She said that if she doesn't take a stand, or if she doesn't stand up and talk about this and fight against this, what is going to happen, to the up and coming, actresses that are women of color? If she's been in the business for so long, and they're paying her peanuts, or she's earning peanuts, what are they going to want to give these up and coming artists? You know what I'm saying? So I believe like, this is a good time for, her and, Monique and the other ladies to sort of, come together and unify and, make a change. Like this has to change. Like I even seen online, like some fans, were mentioning this. This is not my opinion. This is what I seen online, where some fans were saying, some of the actresses that are not women of color, like white actresses and perhaps other races, are getting paid fairly. That's what some fans are saying. So if other races are getting paid fairly, like make it fair for everyone across the board. Like people should not have to be going out here in these streets, giving their all to a role, and you're making millions of dollars off of them, and then their bank account does not reflect that. Like, come on now, like this has to change. And I'm happy that she spoke up about it. It's she seems like she's really tired and fed up, because she actually started crying in the interview that I watched, and then they sort of gave her the tissues, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is truly, truly heartbreaking to have to see from her. And hopefully, going forward, this is going to encourage other women to stand up against this, because as I said, it's not right. And she's been, as I said, 20 plus years in the game, and that's a long time to be acting, for sure. And she also mentioned that, she's not only making money off of just acting, she's also has other things that she has to do. Like, so it's not like she's probably living like, that when they talk about that soft life era, she has to hustle in order, to make her bank account, immense. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad. Like, I feel like when you've been in the game for going on even like 2 decades or 3 decades, I feel like after a while, even though you take on acting roles, you should be able to live that extra soft life. You know what I'm saying? But as I said, enough is enough, and I'm happy that she came out and she spoke about this. And this will definitely help the up and coming generation in terms of being able to negotiate for better wages and better pay for their roles. And then Taraji was extremely good in a lot of her roles. Like one of her roles that I really liked was where she played, I think it was the role of an astronaut. I don't remember the movie. And she was so good in that role. And she's saying that when she thinks that, she has proved herself, or she, has really, taken the role and blow it out of the park, when it's time to negotiate again, like if she's taking up another role, she's back at rock bottom, where they still want to pay her peanuts. And it's like, hello, did you not see what I did in these other roles? Like, why are you trying to come play me and pay me anything that you feel you should pay me? So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about the whole Taraji, breakdown, where she was crying about not being paid fairly, for her worth in Hollywood as an actress. Do you feel that, she should join forces with Monique? Do you feel that it was good for her to finally say that enough is enough? What do you feel, like, in terms of your opinion, is the issue? Like, why do they not want to pay, women of color fairly, but they're paying, other women from different races fairly? Let me know your thoughts, but that's my perspective. At the end of the day, I'm happy she spoke up. Enough is enough. This has to be a change. We're going into a new year. Get it together. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. But that's all for today for All Kinds of Advice podcast, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Take care. Ciao.